Hello everyone and welcome back to Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. Yes, I am happy we made it. The recording program is working fine again. It seems to have been the Windows update, the last one that came out, that ridiculed the program a little bit so that I wasn't able to record properly because the game would crash all the time. Not just the game, but the whole computer. So we are finally back in the game and I was able to do a lot. We do have the recording button on the upper left side still in this video, but I thought I deselected that. Well, never mind. That's really a minor problem compared to everything that I've been through in the last few days or the last week. Well, okay. We are back in Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. In the last episode we built this backstage area here at the zoo hospital and also the zoo administration with all the staff buildings that we need to get our zoo started. I didn't do anything on the inside because, to be completely honest with you guys, the last week has been pretty stressful in my daytime job, so I didn't have enough time to do anything off screen for Greenpine Zoo or for any other project that I'm working on here, unfortunately. But yeah, we are right between the days between Christmas and New Year's is coming fast steps as well, so I will have time to do some things and maybe to prepare some videos in advance, so we'll see how that works out. But let's get into what's going to happen in today's video. So I told you guys that there's going to be 1 or 2 episodes before we will have the first animal here, and so once again, right from the beginning, completely honest, no new animals in a Greenpine Zoo and Gardens today. Well, no new animals, no animals at all, not even old ones. Okay, jokes aside, today we are going, as you can see right now, to work a little bit on everything else to be finished that we didn't do in last week's episode. So first of all, this little corner right here where our staff members can exit the backstage area. We don't want our guests to go backstage, so I decided we're going to have some kind of a gate in here and a little fence so that our staff members can walk through there and go into the resting area, or just call it the resting area. And our guests can't look in there or even go in there. So that's the first thing. Then we are going to put the side of the animal hospital right in the next step into the same look as we already have the entrance building, so that we're using the same materials and the same colors. It's not going to look that historical, but we're going to have the same colors and the same building materials to make it look a little bit more cohesive. So that's what's going to happen. And after that we are going to build a little picnic area. Yeah, it is a little picnic area. And after that we are going to build the urban plate, which is going to be a restaurant, some kind of a buffet restaurant for our guests, where they can enter the park and take a rest there, have some food, have some drinks before they enter the real zoo. So that is also something that I thought about. The zoo is not starting right away when you go through the entrance building. So we're going to have this not plaza. Plaza is not the right word for it. We're going to have this entrance area inside the park with the restaurant, the picnic area. I'm thinking of a playground. Maybe we're doing something like that in the next episode. Maybe we're going to do a complete episode next time on the left side of this area, right here next to the hospital, where we're going to have a huge playground. What do you guys think about that? Building a huge playground, putting it in the workshop afterwards so that you guys can download it and use it for yourself. So what's your thoughts on that? I think that's a great idea. And after that, which would also mean in the new year, we are going to start our first animal habitat. Yeah, I really like that idea. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. And as I'm talking about the comment section, also don't forget to hit the like button for this video and the subscribe button if you haven't done that already right now. Give me a little bit of a Christmas present. I told you guys I wanted to go to 3,000 subs before this year ends. Right now it doesn't look like we're going to make it. Let me look how many subs we do have right now, but I think it's about 2,900. Yeah, it's 2,956. So it's right now 44 subscribers more that I would need to have the 3,000. I don't think that we're going to do it this year, but by the beginning of next year, I'm pretty sure we're going to get there. So here you can see what I already did. I wanted to have some kind of fencing before the animal hospital so that our visitors can't get too near to it, or that you have this kind of psychological barrier that you have to go into the hospital area to go to the door, and so you wouldn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about entering the park and not going into the zoo directly. So that is something that's going to happen as well, but I think I cut that one out. So once you walk through the entrance building, you can turn to the right. You're going to see that in a few minutes, where there's going to be the picnic area and the restaurant, the Urban Plate. And you can turn to the left, where there's all the staff buildings, and there's also going to be the playground that we're going to build in the next episode. But if you head straight ahead, you're going to the actual entrance gates for the zoo. So I was thinking like having an entrance after you enter the park. That is something that you also have many times in, I think it was the zoos in the US. There is often that you go through a building or buy your tickets, and then you walk a few steps further ahead, and after that there are the actual entrance gates where your ticket gets scanned and stuff like that. So I was thinking about doing something like this in here as well, so that you are not going in and you're right away in the zoo. Yeah, so there's that. For this picnic area, once again, I used Google Maps. Especially Google Street View for Taronga Zoo as well. So highly inspired by that as well. As so many things in here. Yeah, but this time just inspired, not completely rebuilt. preparing the area, trying to be as realistic as possible. So I might do some touches off screen afterwards as well when I think about some new ideas or some things that I might have missed. So yeah. So if you have any ideas in terms of realism or what else I could do, or if you have any critics, if you say, yeah, it's pretty fine what you are doing here, but you were missing this or that, just let me know in the comments and I will take care of that for sure. Yeah, and what I did like for the picnic area at Toronto Zoo was that the picnic area was on a different level, so it was a little bit lower than the actual main path that you were walking on. So you had to go down some stairs, not that many stairs, just 2 or 3 steps. So you go down to the picnic area. So that is something that we're going to do as well with those gaps that I do right now. We're going to have some trees in there, some smaller ones. Is a little bit difficult. Let's say it that way. Yeah. So, building another planter in here using those Indonesian wood pieces that I really do like. I wish we would have some of them that were a little bit longer, not that wide, because we do have wider ones. I wanted them to be a little bit longer so that you can't actually see where they do stick together. So that is a little bit of a downer, but I still love them very, very much. I think I'm going to color them as well. Pretty sure that we're not keeping this color. Yeah, doing some terrain work here as well. Lowering it down because this is going to be a planter for a huge tree. They do that. They do have that in Taronga Zoo as well, so I wanted to have it here as well. Here you can see we do have the tree in here, just covering up the gaps. Recoloring it. And there we go. so that nobody will stumble when they go close to that. Yeah, and it already looks pretty nice. I think it is time to put down the tables, the picnic tables. Yeah, was using these ones from the conservation DLC. I really like them because they are pretty natural, so no kitsch. Is kitsch a thing in English as well? Because in German we call things kitsch when they are very colorful and playful and just too much. So yeah, I really do like those tables because they seem to be very fitting for this area. Not so much over the top. Yeah, building somewhat of a planter for an art piece that you will also find in Taronga Zoo in the rest area or in the picnic area. Of course, this is going to be my version of it, so I am just heavily inspired by that, but not copying it totally. And here you can see how easy it is to build something in this, yeah, kidney, or no, it's not a kidney shape, it's a peanut shape, I would say. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Peanut. Having the mulch pieces in here as well, turning them around so that we do have this straight gosh, give me the word. Straight top. Not the correct word, but I think you know what I mean. Surface. The straight surface. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, having this colorful pieces in here. Those metal beams. Don't ask me what this should be. I don't know. But I thought it's pretty nice to have something like this in here, and also with the colors, because that breaks the whole thing here up. So yeah, gives it a nice touch. It's totally the right amount of color that we do have in here, and there you go. I was complaining about lots of stuff that were in the Zookeeper DLC, like this lanterns here. I really hated them and always thought, how should I use those? Or why should I use those? Okay, they make great material for gift shops and stuff like that, but yeah, therefore, for this artistic piece, they look pretty cool. So, picnic area almost finished. We're going to have some kind of a terrace that is sitting right next to it, that I'm preparing right now with these concrete pieces right here. We're going to do some terrain work afterwards as well to close the gaps. Not to close the gaps, there was some bullshit. It's not to close the gaps, but to English is really difficult for me today. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's the stress of the last few days. I just don't know. The height difference. Oh my god. Easy words. I don't have to Google it. I just have to think about it for 5 minutes or so before I get the right words in my mind. Well. So, some different seating in here. I think those chairs and tables actually were from the Zookeeper's DLC as well. So once more, using those pieces from the DLC that I really was not happy with. But afterwards, when you found ways to use it, not that bad, I guess. So, now we are at the second half of the video, and we're going to build the restaurant. I did have to cut out lots of it. Everything that's taking place in today's video doesn't look like it was that much that's going to happen, but it took me so long. The picnic area itself almost took me like 3 or 4 hours. And you just might be pretty surprised by that, because it's not that detailed, but I always was going back at it and looking at it and thinking, what else can we do? What else should we do? How are we going to do it? And yeah, it took me so long. The restaurant here that I was building took me like about 2 or 3 hours more. No, sorry, not more, but 2 or 3 hours in addition to that. So not 2 or 3 hours more, that would be about 5 or 6 hours. That's definitely not the case. Yeah, so this park is going to be quite... No, it's not going to be. It already is very time consuming. But I still have fun creating it, and I see that you guys do have fun as well, because I see that with the clicks on the video and with the viewing time, the likes and stuff like that. So I'm very happy with that. And I really enjoy doing something quite this detailed, which I've never done before like that. So here's the counters for the buffet. Oh, and therefore I would also need some help from you guys, because we do have some plates, like you can see right here, which I delete right now. Using those planting pots, they make perfect bowls that you can fill for something like a buffet. Yeah, and I would need your help, guys. If you can come up with any ideas what pieces we could use to put into this, or those planters that I'm placing right here on the other side. Yeah, here you can see it. If you have any idea which pieces we could use to use that look like food to put in there, just let me know in the comment section. I was going through all the pieces, all the decoration pieces that we do have in here, and I was using some of those and made some things that look like food, even if I can't tell you what food it is going to be. Yeah, but I still need some more, because we do have some empty plates in there, which is also a little bit realistic, because when you go in there and you are a little bit late, some of the food is already gone. So yeah, but if you have any ideas what we could use, then let me know in the comment section and I will go back in there and fill that up. Oh, and I also need you guys to remind me before next week's episode that we need to have toilets. So in the last episode we did all the staff buildings that we need to get this zoo running, and I wanted to have all the guest buildings so that our guests would be happy. And I was building this beautiful restaurant and I'm very happy with it. And afterwards I just forgot to have toilets in there. Yeah. typical for me. And I think we don't have any toilets anywhere else in anything that we built already. Or do we? No. I haven't built anything with a toilet in it. Oh, no, wait. Maybe someone of you can remember. Well, I could go into the zoo and have a look at it myself, but didn't we put a toilet in the entrance building? I mean, at the right side of it. When you go through it, on the left side we have all the ticket counters. And on the right side we do have a door. But is there actually a path going through that door and there is a toilet? That is the question. So have you noticed something like that? Then also let me know in the comment section. If not, please remind me that we need one in the park. Yeah, now that I was thinking about, we might have one, but I'm really not sure. But also this would be a great place to put a toilet, so maybe I could do that in the next episode. Oh my gosh, I was on a Christmas market today and I eat a crepe with chocolate filling. And now I'm touching my beard while I'm doing the voiceover. And there's chocolate in it. Ew. Okay. Just a quick excursion. So, sorry guys. Yeah. Let's talk about the restaurant. You can see the menu on the back, which I thought would be a great idea, or which would make lots of sense. It was a little bit of a downer for Cosmic Cow ice cream because the sign for it was so big and so different than all the other signs for, as you can see, Pizza Pan, Hot Dog Squad, Pipshot Juice and Street Fox Coffee. So I couldn't put a menu for Cosmic Cow ice cream because there was no room for that. Yeah, I was very sorry about that, but yeah, that's just like it is. I also wanted the restaurant to be very bright on the inside. So I decided I wanted to have something like a glass ceiling so that there is lots of lights going in there with the bright wood in here. And yeah, so that it looks very fresh and friendly in there. And I think I managed to do that. We're also going to have huge glass windows on the side and on the front of the building as well. Here those wooden wall pieces from the aquatic DLC on the back where our staff members are. We're also having a staff building, so I don't know the English word for that. It's a rest building, a break room or whatever, where they can go and rest a little bit when they are exhausted. And I thought it would make sense when it is very close to the restaurant so that they don't have to walk that far, so that they will be able to get back there in time and our guests won't be in a restaurant where there's no food in there or where there's no service in there. Yeah. And I also wanted to give the building a nice look, and therefore I decided to have the roof in that angle. Yeah, and that gives the whole building a really interesting look, I think. And I also like the combination here in the park between the historic part of the buildings and also the more modern part that we do have in here. It makes a great combination. You will see that in the end when we get to the real-time part, when you can see the classical building on the right, and in front of it there's this very bright and, yeah, how should I say it? Bright and light building. Does that make sense? It doesn't look too heavy. It's yeah, I don't know how that would make sense for you guys, but I think you know what I mean. It's very pleasing for the eye. Let's call it that way. Doing the wooden framing around here. Oh, and also you might have noticed that we do have two entrances for the building. So one where the seating area is, and the other one on the side of the main path. So the idea is that you enter the zoo when you go straight ahead when you go through the entrance building, and you might exit it from the side where the doors are closed off from the restaurant. So that you have this round walk like thing where you go all around the zoo and come back to the entrance area right there. So that you actually could go to the restaurant when you enter the zoo and have your breakfast in there, and when you leave the zoo you can have lunch or dinner there. Depends on how long you will stay in the zoo. Yeah. Also put those wooden beams in here in between, because I thought that was a nice idea to have them here, and put in some lighting as well, using the same lamps that we also do have in the entrance building, so that we do have this common element in here. I'm going to move them now, because I thought we don't need them right over the menu. Because we also do have lamps in the buffet tables. Yeah, just some additional stuff around the building to cover it up. And then also closing the backstage area. That is also a thing where I could have put a toilet in there. So where the staff room is right now, we could have had a toilet in there as well. But therefore we had to make the building a little bit wider, and I thought that would not look pretty good. So I decided we're not going to do that. Just closing it up. Getting rid of the long grass. That is something that is always a little bit annoying when you do have the long grass everywhere in your park, and that is just the one thing that almost no gamer or no player of Planet Zoo likes. I can't think of any people that play Planet Zoo that say, oh, there's long grass, there's not enough of that, we need more long grass in here. So the first thing that you actually do when you build something is get rid of the long grass, because yeah, it's just annoying and you can't see what you are building or how anything looks with this annoying grass there. Yeah, and now as I see that, I also notice that we don't have a connection for the glass door here on that part. and the outdoor path, so our guests can only enter through the open door. Okay, so I do have to change that in the next episode as well. So the name sign, and I think then we might be done. And I have to say thank you to Herr Badatz, because he came up with the name of the restaurant. Well, he asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT told him what would be a great name for the restaurant. So yeah, AI is a nice tool to use for finding a name for your zoos or restaurant as well. So I can highly recommend that. So just some signs outside of the building, and I think then we might be done. Yeah, continuing the wall right here. So the idea is that we're going to have some kind of a fencing on top of the wall, so that we might have the first habitat right behind that wall, so that you can actually see the first animals when you sit in the picnic area. So that's the thought behind that. Well, but here we are. There's the real-time part. Enjoy the last few minutes of this video. I hope you guys did like it. If you did so, let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And the last thing I have to say is Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Have a great time with your families, have nice food and nice presents, and just a lovely time with all your loved ones around you. Hope to see you guys next week when we are going to continue here in Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. Have a great time. Yours dearly, Bake and Play